And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is a in-depth character review for PAO. He's a light side rebel attacker. Now, the big thing is people want to know, is he going to be viable? Should I farm him? And you can farm him easily. A lot of people were worried about that they would not be able to get him. So let's first look at where you can get him. So in the Cantina Battle stores, you can farm PAO right here. Now let's go right into it. I have him max geared and at 3 stars. Now 3 stars for some characters is viability, and for others it is not. We will find out at the end of this video if he is viable at 3 stars. I do have him max gear and phenomenal mods on him. I have all of his abilities maxed out except Sakala. Sakala's does not have his Omega, and his unique does not have its Zeta. Okay. Let's go ahead and go through these abilities real quick. His basic, allows him to deal physical damage to a target enemy. If he has any buffs, he'll deal damage again. Now think about it. If he's on a rebel team, he's probably with Chirrut and Baze or other individuals who give him buffs, such as, you know, defense up or things like that. So this is almost guaranteed. If he's built right in the right team, he's going to get a double shot on his basic. Pretty interesting. It says if a target has any debuffs, and that is also very likely with Baze putting speed down on everyone and running him with Cassian, you could definitely put a lot of buffs on the debuffs on the other team. He'll get to deal damage a 3rd time. So a double or triple shot on his basic. More than likely, but for sure 1 time. Interesting. Definitely want to have Cassian in the team, and definitely want to have Chirrut in the team right out the gate. His first special has a cooldown of 11. It says all allies are going to gain offense up for 2 turns, so that's pretty amazing. And if you think about it, there's a new character, obviously. So with Bodhi's double duty, it says while he's active, rebel allies with offense up, and we know PAO's giving that offense up, they also gain 50% defense. So while running Bodhi Rook and PAO may seem like they're extremely squishy, the fact of running them together may in fact keep them alive longer because they get the extra bonus defense. And PAO on his first special is going to gain 40% turn meter to speed himself up. Now, the cooldown of 11 is a little bit of a sticking point for a lot of people. Wow, 11, that's crazy. Now, a lot of people are getting stuck on the cooldowns of 11, that's terrible. I'll show you why that can go down very rapidly, very quickly, and be more like a cooldown of 3 or 4. And we'll talk about that here in a second. His second special, Sonic Grenade, deals physical damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict defense down. So his whole point is to inflict defense down to the opponents and to give offense up to your allies. And this damage is an AoE, so it's an area of effect. It's going to affect everybody potentially on the other side. Now, his unique is where it gets interesting. I do not have it Zeta'd, but whenever a rebel ally uses a basic attack, that's just their basic attack, and you got to remember, Chirrut and Baze retaliate a ton, right? Using their basic attacks. This is going to have a 100% chance to reduce PAO's cooldowns by 1. That's cooldowns, all of them across the board. So for his Sonic Grenade, every time Chirrut and Baze have to attack and attack and attack, even when it's not their turn, it's going to reduce these cooldowns. You should be able to use his 2 special abilities relatively often, so it's a matter of how effective those special abilities are. Do not let the cooldowns of 11 scare you. Really, the only reason why that's there is to ensure you use him properly in the right team composition. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at his stats. He is 3 star, but at 3 star, if he's completely maxed out, he currently has almost 35,000 health and protection. I was able to get his speed very fast at 231, not too bad. He has high potency and high tenacity. The tenacity was relatively high naturally, and the potency actually was relatively high naturally as well. He does have a small bit of health steal. Physical damage leaves something to be desired. It's pretty low, especially since he's classified as an attacker, and he has a decent physical critical chance. With very little bump, he's already at 38%. You really want to get that closer to 40% if possible. Has kind of low armor, which for an attacker is about normal. Now let's go ahead and check him out in battle. Now, to be fair, this is about the best team you could possibly go against as far as a Jedi team. This is the most overpowered Jedi team in the game. And that is terrible. Go ahead and speed everybody up. You definitely don't want to lose Jin Urso right off the bat. So what is Warrior's verdict about PAO? Well, I want to say, because I love my Rebels so much, that he is overpowered, he's great, and he's going to be farmable and amazing, and he is farmable. However, at 3 stars, especially at the late to end game, he is just not viable. Now, at 7 stars, he's going to gain about another 2,000 power, and his stats will modify and go up significantly. So at that, he'll be about 9,500 power. He'll be over 9,000 power. Anyway, I just don't see his viability. He is farmable. He's just another rebel. I think for anyone who is trying to get Emperor Palpatine in their early game and they're brand new and they're looking for some rebels that are fast farms, there are better rebels to farm that are fast, such as Stormtrooper Han, Leia, individuals like that. But he would be a fast farm. I just don't see him as viable with the kit that he currently has. His basic, his attack, it can attack 2 or 3 times potentially. However, it does not do a bunch of damage. Even with the triple shot, it's underwhelming. His sonic grenade, that's the AoE, just does not do a lot of damage and does not apply the debuffs as often as I would like. So I'm a little underwhelmed with PAO. My verdict would be to stay away from him for now, unless you're a brand new player and he's one of your only rebels, and in that case he would be an easy farm, and I think he'd be sufficient to unlock Emperor Palpatine. If you're one of those that has no desire to ever do rebels in the game, you've got to do at least 5 for Emperor Palpatine, and since they gave him to you for free at 3 stars and he's farmable, he'd be the option there. However, again, I say that PAO would be someone I would not recommend for the player who is looking to be hyper competitive. As always, leave your comments down below. Keep your gaming on. Warrior out.